Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to Advanced Music Theory video number 7. Now, this isn't going to be too bananas, but we're going to start talking about like variation techniques. And one of them is it's like simple complicated, because what you're doing is it's this idea of ground bass. So you've got this repeating bass thing going on. This, for example. Okay, and it's very simple, just 2 chords. So that part of it is simple. The complicated, where I said simple complicated, is the variation technique is to continuously vary the melody over top. Now, I'm not going to play anything too crazy. I just want you to get the idea of what we're talking about. Now, if you were playing, lead guitar over something, this obviously would be much more complicated melody lines and stuff than what I'm about to do. I'm actually just going to use like single note melody kind of stuff. But say you started here, like, okay, that's very simple. And I know you're thinking, was that really a melody? Yes, very simple melody is a melody. Okay, now let's go from that and change it a little bit. Okay, now you've got, but that bass is still doing that. So let's just do those two together, if I can. Okay, very simple, not crazy hard to play. I keep screwing it up, but I'm kind of doing this off the cuff. And we've discussed this. I kind of suck. Anyhow, so now you could vary again. Maybe head downward. Now, do we really want to keep them long and drawn out? I don't know. Again, this is the whole point of variation technique, is to try different things. And just look for ideas. So now if you were to play just that part, so far we've got this. And then where to? I don't know, there. Now that we're on that string, you lose that note. So that's something to be careful of when you're playing guitar. That, like, if you're using your lower 3 for bass, you gotta kind of keep your melody out of there, right? Okay, and again, I told you I was going to keep this very simple. The idea of this is that your bass sets the mood and your melody continuously varies and kind of blooms, if you want to think of it that way. Like you start very simple with this thing going on. And you could kind of imagine that all happening over this. Now, I am not so great at like classical guitar finger picking to where I could do all that together right now, maybe if I practiced up. But the idea is that if you have a way to record something, or even a looper pedal, you can take it and loop that, and you can kind of create this melody and bloom it out and create a piece of music. And there's a segment of it, could be very simple, and you could over time do a variation technique of that bass too, and start taking it new places. The idea is that something sort of remains constant with this. It's theme and variations we're talking about here. There's a theme, and the vary it over top, and there's kind of a constant during the music, which most music has that, whether it be a chord progression in like pop music, or when you're listening to even like a sonata by Beethoven, there are things in there that sort of remain constant, whether it's the mood, whatever. And then there's these variations that happen, and they can get real wild. You know, you could take a theme or a melody line and do its inverse. And again, I'm keeping these ideas simpler so I can paint the picture for you. But then once you start to make a more complicated melody line, that's something you can do, is take and reverse it, and that would again be another form of variation that gives you more ideas. That's really the idea here with theme and variation, is take your idea, take its genetic material, and see how far you can stretch it out. Even bands like Metallica, if you listen to even a song like Blackened, you know, the main riff, if you listen, it's a lot of genetic material from that riff re-happening throughout the song. So that's even in its own like a theme and a variation. That's all I wanted to talk about on this video. Thank you for watching. Have fun kind of noodling with these ideas, and take a simple melody and then start to make it a little wilder, and then maybe make it reverse and wilder, and have fun with it. Have a wonderful day. You're going to do awesome.